enrolled in a one-year accelerated MBA program through the University of Rhode Island. I started in September of 2018 and completed it in August of 2019, so almost a year ago now. The program was pretty intense. For the fall and spring semesters, we were taking 7 classes at once each semester. So it was a lot of different coursework to juggle, and lots of different group projects in the program. Yeah, so I originally actually graduated from URI with my undergrad degree in 2017. I was a supply chain management major there. And then I had taken a job back in New Jersey, where I'm originally from. So I worked there for a little over a year. But then I went back to URI full-time for the MBA program that I started back in September of 2018. So when I was in the program, I was only doing schoolwork. I didn't have any sort of job or income at the time, so it was a little stressful. But I was able to get through it, and I'm glad that I did. Yeah, so it was always something that I kind of wanted to get involved in. I had aspirations to eventually get into managerial roles within supply chain. And through speaking with some professors that I had in my my undergraduate degree, they had suggested that I do the MBA. So I was kind of toying between the decision: do I go straight into it after school, or do I go home, go back and work a full-time job first to get some experience? I ended up taking the full-time job after school because it was readily available, and it was a good opportunity. I was able to live at home again right after school, be able to save up some money. So then after the 1 year of working there, I kind of wanted to do more, and I wanted to increase my growth potential with my career. So I decided to start looking at some different options for MBA. I looked at some part-time options, like you said. I looked at some online options, but then I was able to stumble upon the full-time program at URI, and it seemed very interesting. It was an opportunity for me to go back to somewhere that I was comfortable with, through my undergraduate degree. So it seemed like a great fit for me, but it was definitely a risk at the time to leave this job that I had just been working at for a year, kind of stop the momentum of working, and had to switch over back to the school mindset, which was a little tricky. Yeah, I personally think that networking is very important. It's one of those things that they were kind of drilling into our heads in business school, even starting with my undergraduate degree, and then was able to carry that over into my first full-time job, then in the MBA program, and now in my second full-time role out of school. So in the MBA program, our professors and faculty, they really did try to get us to speak, with people outside of our comfort area. They obviously had us talk amongst a group. We had about 20 students that were in our program that we're seeing every single day with our classes and doing lots of group projects with them. We had people from all different majors, a lot of engineers. Some came from psychology, sociology background. We did have some business students in there. We had students who had gone to other schools in the Northeast. We had international students from Germany that were in our class as well. So lots of different perspectives to kind of learn about and be able to help us grow. We did participate in separate networking events through the school, where we were able to do networking events with alumni of the University of Rhode Island, alumni of our MBA program. as well as participate in, career days and other sorts of functions like that, where we're able to talk with, recruiters from different companies coming to the school. So I definitely think it's very important, and it really did play an important role in me getting my full-time job now. It was actually a connection that I had from when I was still doing my undergraduate degree, kind of stayed in touch, let him know that I was going to be looking for full-time jobs after my MBA program was done. We had that conversation, was able to go through the whole, interview process and, get offered that job before the completion of my program. So it's definitely important. And, I highly recommend people to, take advantage as much of those networking opportunities as they can. I think LinkedIn is a great tool. I have the mobile app that I look at, a few times throughout the day just to kind of check on, people that I, went to school with, or, people that I work with currently, and see what they are getting involved in. So I definitely think that's a great way to stay in touch with people. Yeah, so I feel like when I took my first full-time role after school, it was a safe decision. It was a company that I had actually interned with the summer before going into my senior year. So I was already a little familiar with the environment, what was going to be expected of me at that particular position. Like I said, I was able to go back home, so I was kind of, in that safe haven back in New Jersey. But me going back to URI after working and kind of creating, these new relationships with students that were in my class. I was able to reconnect with old, professors that I had in my undergrad degree. And I stay very involved in the University of Rhode Island's College of Business. I participate in different, networking events, career day events that they hold, and I go as now a representative of my company, which is really cool to now be on the other side of of the table, when only a short time ago I was the one looking for internships and jobs, and now I'm helping other students to kind of pursue those opportunities as well. So it's really come full circle. I'm very very happy that I was able to come back to URI, because I had such a great experience there, and I just continued to really help out students from the business school as much as I can. I've done mock interviews for students in supply chain, and I've attended different events that they've held as well. I'm also part of a supply chain advisory board for URI. So basically, it's a group of professors as well as other industry professionals, and we gather a couple of times a year to go over different things that are going on with the supply chain program, ways to improve the curriculum, better ways to reach out to students about different opportunities that we have. So that's been a great experience that I've been doing for a little over a year now as well. Another great way to get involved, and I'm able to now network with these other industry professionals that I might have not have earlier if I didn't go back for my MBA. So it's definitely been great, and I've been able to meet new friends and create those relationships now that I'm living and working in Rhode Island full time. Yeah, so I would say the first challenge that I have was just the transition of going from the work mindset back to school. Even with that 1 year break, I kind of had to get myself back into that mode, especially with the the intensity of our program. Like I said, we had classes in 5 core subjects: marketing, supply chain, accounting, finance, and management. So those were our 5 core classes. Then we took other courses in Excel skills, statistics, Six Sigma, all these other classes that were also incorporated into the curriculum. Another challenge was the MBA program that we had, and I'm sure many other MBA programs as well. It's mostly focused on team projects and team presentations. We didn't have too many individual assignments throughout the program because they really wanted us to be collaborating with the different students that were in our program. They would match us up with students that that studied different disciplines in their undergrad. So maybe I was partnered with somebody in marketing, and then somebody who was an engineer, and somebody who came from a kinesiology background, and myself supply chain. So now I'm learning from these different perspectives of other students and how they learned at their schools, and now we have to kind of work together for that common goal to deliver that project. And so that was a bit of a challenge as well. I would say that those were probably the two biggest challenges. Just like I said, just trying to keep your time, your time management skills were also very important, because we had all this classwork. We had class from 9 a.m. to roughly 4:30 every single day of the week. So you have all that time that you're in class, and then when you get back home, you gotta you have all these assignments for every single class, and there's no breaks. It's not like, oh well, you have a project in this class, don't worry about this one. You really had to be able to multitask, be able to communicate with the team members that you had in your projects. So it was really good to be able to get back and get back to working in teams. And what was cool was in our program we were able to actually partner with some local companies and do like a capstone project with them in our spring semester. So we were actually working on a real life problem that they had, and we were trying to develop recommendations on how to solve those solutions. So very applicable, and really gets you ready for that full-time job after graduation. Luckily I had a little bit of experience in working in a company already, but a lot of the students that were in my program, they came straight from their undergrad, so they really hadn't had any real work experience besides maybe an internship. So for them to be able to work with those companies in that close proximity was definitely valuable for them. Yeah, so I'm a big sports fan. So and originally being from New Jersey, I'm a Yankees fan. So you can take that as you will. So I'm really I'm happy for the for the baseball season to start back up. They started on I believe it was Thursday night was the first game. So that was good to be able to get back into watching some live sports after being gone for 3 or 4 months. So so that was nice. And then just to watch random series on Netflix. One that I'm watching right now is Peaky Blinders. So it's a very interesting show set in like early 1900s in England. So that's pretty interesting, and just I'll watch random TV shows every now and then. I'm like I said, I use LinkedIn a lot. So if they wanted to just send me either like a direct message on LinkedIn, or if they wanted to send the the invite to connect first, and then we start that message that way, that would be fine with me. And once they connect with me on LinkedIn, I do have my my email address on my profile if they want to reach out that way. I'm pretty open to trying to connect with people. If if they did want to set up a phone call to discuss something as well, I'm open to that as well. So yeah, so that'd probably be the best way to reach me.
So Anthony, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Your time and our chat was great. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Christina. Take care.